What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after a day of course, React content and Tekken 8. And let's not forget the large amount of begging that Phil has been doing. I mean, it's been really bad. As we all know, as Phil stated over 1,000 times, that he's literally $1,500 in the hole for January and needs the Dents to step it up. If not, he may have to do a marathon stream to make sure that the liquidity is on point. So let's see what Phil had to say. I'm pretty sure he'll mention support yet again on the daily rap. So let's see what's going on.
Okay. And I think a lot of people were wondering how React Day was going to go with all the chaos of the last week, with all the illicit or illegitimate gifted memberships that were throwing everything into chaos, and me having to basically redesign the way that the React show works with a new tier of membership. And also tonight was Tekken 8 multiplayer, and this time around I was going to play a little bit higher level with King. I had actually studied a bit to try to learn combos and things with him, and basically today I feel was a really good streaming day. Let's start with the podcast. On the podcast today, we basically discussed the future of JRPGs on my streams. And I explained that it seems like when I play Western RPGs, a lot of the times when there's releases, I can retain viewership and get good levels of engagement and support. But it seems like whenever I play a JRPG, with the exception being Final Fantasy VII Remake, which definitely did retain viewership, basically everything. By the way, this shouldn't be popping up right now because no one contributed. It's really weird. This is a glitch. Yeah, there's actually a glitch that a bunch of things came through late. I'm not on stream right now, so obviously no one's contributing. That's weird. Just ignore that. Anyway, that's pretty funny. Anyway, So, basically, I explained that on the podcast that JRPGs, sadly, even though I love them and they're a huge part of me and what I like as a gamer and what I grew up playing, they sadly don't get a lot of views and retain much attention. Already, we're 2 days into Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and the viewership was really bad, and, everything was slow as hell on Saturday night, and I'm like, how am I supposed to play this incredibly lengthy new JRPG if this is already 2 days in, people's attitudes about the game? And I got a lot of feedback, and essentially I'm looking for more. I haven't really looked at video comments yet today to see what people had to say on the podcast about it, but there's like a mixed reaction. Some people are like, well, the reason really isn't the game, because the game's probably good, it's that there was just a Like a Dragon game last month. And I'm like, you're right. It is kind of weird that they had Gaiden and now this back-to-back like this, but Gaiden was important. If I didn't play it, that's a critical plot missing, and you wouldn't even know what's going on with one of the main characters of this game and why he is in it and what's going on. So kind of made sense for me to, play Gaiden. But yeah, it's kind of like two games of the same franchise back to back. I get that. So basically there was a lot of discussion about it, and I'm still going to be playing Like a Dragon, but it looks like, sadly, if really it is going to get the reaction that it's getting already, only 2 streams in, it's probably going to have to be downgraded to just like a late night chill stream, which means it could be weeks upon weeks before I actually even get to that, what is it, Dodokan Island? Whatever it's called, the island I was going to do co-op with my wife. I don't even know when we're going to get to it, which really sucks because we really want to do it together, but it seems like they hit it over 20 hours into the game, and I don't know if and when I'm going to get to that, So, kind of sucks, I like the game, it's just, I don't like the fact that it's a brand new release and already the reception is quite poor. It's like, damn. Anyway,
Let me translate that for you guys, just in case you don't speak Pignosis or Pignese. What Phil is saying here is he doesn't like the fact that he's not getting any money for this game. And I love the excuses. He said the same thing with Mario. Remember when he had the Mario RPG and then he had the other Mario? And he said, oh, the reason why no one supported the 2 Mario playthroughs was because it was 2 Mario games back to back. Now he's saying the same exact thing about Yakuza. No one supports Yakuza games, Phil. They don't. Even the one before the last one where, I forgot which one it was, but I think it was like 1800s or something like that. It was one of those. It was a quick game, the Yakuza game. I'm not sure exactly. No one watched that. No one likes these JRPGs, Phil. Only you do. I mean, it's fine to play. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but it's really not interesting to watch someone else play it because a lot of it is just narrative and the characters talking with a little bit of combat. I'm not sure what you don't get here, Phil. And you don't make it any interesting because you're sitting there looking stupid at the screen, ignoring your chat, and just reading. Who wants to watch that? Who wants anyone to watch and stream that, Phil? So maybe your best bet is to just rage quit this game, or just, I guess, move it to a night stream until no one really cares, and it'll take you 6 months to beat it because, You refuse to play because you're not getting the level of support you want for it. Funny thing too with Tekken, he played Tekken yesterday. Well, how much he get? He barely got $50, and that was because one of his dents came in and dropped some money. Other than that, he wouldn't have gotten it jack shit for Tekken. And the reason, of course, is because it's not the game. It's not the game. It's just Phil makes everything look so boring and uninteresting. And he's gonna talk about Tekken, and of course, with any fighting game or competitive game that Phil plays, you know, he has to bring up the fact that there's lag and they're cheating and they're spamming. Oh my lord, man. It's just, and that's probably why, Phil, no one contributes or come to your boring ass streams. That's probably the real reason. Not because it's the same game twice or the same franchise twice. It's because you're just boring as all fuck.
It is what it is, all right? Check out the discussion about that this morning. I definitely want people's feedback on it. First stream today was the Reack show, DSP versus the internet, and I'm very pleased to announce enough people either upgraded their memberships from the previous standard to the new submissions level, or some people actually upgraded to ultra level and submitted clips for the show. We had more than enough clips for the show. It wasn't like, oh, the trolls ruined the show. Opposite. The show was fine. It was healthy. We had tons of videos to watch. We had questions for Q&A. It was just like a normal show. I really enjoyed it. Good variety of stuff this week. If you're wondering why one of the videos is not live, there's a good reason. So one of the videos, okay, that I watched was, actually it's live now and I'll explain in a moment. One of the videos that I watched was actually a whole big promo about Apple. Apple has this new, like, Apple Vision Pro or something. It's like a new Apple headset, and someone had submitted the promotional video to watch about that, and I said, I will watch that. Sure, why wouldn't I? That's interesting because we've been talking about VR, augmented reality, and other things like that recently on my streams. Here's the new Apple product. We can look at it together, right? So I'm like, oh, that's cool. I watched the video on the stream, no problems. I go to upload the video, blocked worldwide. Apple doesn't want anyone watching the video. I can't even react to your own fucking video. It's illegal. As long as I'm adding commentary or whatever, I can watch it and react to it. Oh no, Apple doesn't care. Blocked worldwide. So, 2 parts of the show are live now, but one part is very short. One part is only like 17 minutes long, and it's missing a giant chunk, and that's why I actually had to edit that part out for it to be visible on YouTube. It really sucks, but I had to. Really nothing I can do about that whatsoever because Apple is just a bunch of dicks about it, I guess. Don't know why, but outside of that, other parts will be going live all week. And again, if you're a member, you can watch the archive stream. The archive stream seems to be fine, so give it a look. And it was a good show. I really enjoyed the show today. I hope that you guys will check out the videos. Okay, tonight's late stream.
Okay, the one thing I did want to whatchamacallit is based on how many videos he reviewed. I'm going to speculate that he upped the price, right? He upped the price and forces Dents to re-up, right? And that's all he's really considering is anyone with a $5.99 membership on DSP Reack. That's a true member in Phil's eye. So it looks like 15 people re-upped. 15 people out of 100 people re-upped and are willing to pay the extra $2. And some of those actually were Ultra members. I think one Ultra member. There was a new Ultra member. But it was essentially just people re-upping the Ultra memberships, which I think is probably around 4 or 5 members that actually have the Ultra members. You got your Jade and those Dents Slayers or whatever. And then one additional one. But he has about 15 people. I think, yeah, it was about 15. No, was it 15 people? I'm sorry. Let me do the calculation. Yeah, I think about 15 people re-upped. That was it. 15 people are paying the $5.99 for Phil. So you figure 2 videos. The Ultra members get 2 videos. He watched about 30 something videos. So yeah, 15 to 17 people actually re-upped, or not re-upped, actually purchased the new tier for submitting videos. That's pathetic, Phil. And again, that just shows that your level of support is abysmal. If it isn't for those handful of whales that come out and throw money your way and gift these memberships, you know, you're screwed. You're extremely screwed. And the problem too now is you tied yourself in a knot, Phil, because since you re-up these gifted memberships to $5.99, even if one of your Dents, your OICs wants to gift memberships, it's gonna gift it at the $3.99 price. So they're not gonna be able to submit anything. Actually, it's not even gonna submit at $3.99. It's gonna cost OIC $4.99 per member, right? They still won't be able to get the gift any membership. They still won't be able to submit any videos, and you won't consider them as valid memberships. How are you gonna handle that, Phil? Huh? When people gift memberships on DSP Reacks for the for the lower standard membership, are you gonna let those members submit videos because OIC gifted it? How exactly are you gonna do that? How are you gonna track that, Phil? That's another thing. You think you found the solution to DSP Reacks by upping the price and making this a second tier? Nah, Phil. Nope. You haven't done anything but essentially just screwed yourself over because whales aren't going to submit gifted memberships because it's just going to be that $3.99 tier or the $3.99 tier, and they're not going to be able to submit members. And there's no way you're going to track who's a valid standard member versus these Argentinian detractors that are submitting these low, or what you call illegitimate memberships. There's no way you're going to be able to track it. And what's going to happen is you're just going to piss people off. Because people are going to be like, well, wait a minute. OIC just gifted 50 members. Why can't I submit memberships? And you're going to sit there and say, well, they only cost $4.99 for you to be able to submit. You have to re-up. That's what Phil's going to do. Phil's going to tell these people that got a valid gifted membership from OIC, he's going to say, oh, well, if you really want the membership, you have to kick in another $1 and re-up to the $5.99. That's what Phil's going to do. And no one is going to do that shit. No one. I'm sorry, Phil. So you're going to be stuck at about 20, you're going to be stuck between 15 and 20 members every month on DSP Reack, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing at all you can do about it, Phil. Nothing. Because if OIC isn't going to get credit for gifting memberships, he ain't going to gift memberships. I'm sorry. And on top of everything, your super chats are fucking abysmal. Your tips are okay, but your super chats, your super thanks, and your memberships are just completely fucked. And I can't wait for February because it's going to be even more apparent come February.
It was Tekken 8, and I decided tonight I was going to exclusively play with King because I think that King was more fun to play than Paul. He had more potential with throws and stuff. And I learned juggles, and I was actually using juggles a lot tonight with King. Getting launcher into a big juggle combo into an air throw at the end, which is good damage. But here's what I'll say. Tonight I had fun. I won a lot. I did lose a lot too. I don't know if it was like 50-50 or not. No one seems to be tracking stats for this game, which is silly because, well, not silly, but a lot of people track the stats and were interested in Street Fighter 6, but no one seems to be tracking Tekken right now. Anyway, basically what I'm finding in Tekken 8 is number one, the connections are not as good as Street Fighter 6, and I kind of knew that was going to happen. Some of these connections are laggy, which sucks because it like staggers and freezes up, then unfreezes and freezes up again. It's like, ugh, here we go again, back to this kind of online connection bullshit, right? But for me, right now, my toughest challenge is number one, lack of character knowledge. So for example, every time I fight a Victor, I don't know what he can do, and all of a sudden he starts doing teleports and moves I've never seen before. I'm like, what is this? Is it high? Is it low? How do I block it? And next thing I know, he's just juggling me endlessly and the game's over. I'm like, I really have no clue what just happened, right? Like, I don't know. He seems crazy good. He has this launcher that's super fast and goes full screen. If it hits, it goes to a giant combo. And it might be safe, but I'm not sure. I tried to punish it and I couldn't. But then again, I'm King, not exactly the fastest character. So maybe that's why. I don't know. But anyway, the other problem I'm having is not just character knowledge, but online. People are able to spam certain things and get away with them. And I don't know if that's because we're online or I don't know if that's how the game is. Because I don't play Tekken. You know what I'm saying? I'm just learning it. So for example, I'm fighting a Brian Fury and he's literally doing jab, 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 combo, jab, jab, combo. I can't do anything to it. I'm like, how do I stop this? I'm stuck in hit stun. If I do anything, I get hit. So what do I do to that? There's no way to stop that. I really don't know. I don't know the answer. There was a Reina. Again, she was just kind of jabbing, and if she got me to the corner jabbing, I couldn't ever get out. I needed to have space between me and her to try to get in and stop that. But man, and people were like, well, just duck. Doesn't work, because if you just duck, now you got to attack from that position. King doesn't have great ducking attacks. He has a few that are good, but if they whiff, they can immediately block, or they can counter hit you with something. So I'm not sure if King is weak to faster characters, or again, if it's just lack of character knowledge, or lack of game knowledge in this case. And then there was a few like Lee and Huarang were just spamming kicks, and again, their kicks are all over the place. And one thing I don't like, a lot of their kicks just track automatically. And what that means is even if you're sidestepping, or even if you're backing up or whatever, or even if you're rolling to get out of their way, the kick just tracks and hits you anyway. So it's like, they spam a bit, they miss, they spam a miss kick, but then they keep spamming buttons, so another kick kicks the other way. They just happen to hit you by luck. It's like, oh, come on. Like, why? It's like easy mode shit. It shouldn't track like that. It should require skill to hit. And it seems like a few of the characters are built that way, where a lot of their moves are just auto-tracking all over the place, so you could just kick, and kind of get away with it. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Street Fighter, when there's characters that are just so good, they can just attack, and you can't really do anything about it, right? So it's frustrating, because I feel like some of the people I lost to tonight didn't even know what they were doing. They're just, fucking button spammers, and it annoys me. But I did have fun. I won a lot. I was happy to get a lot of juggles and things in, and good throws in and everything. It went really well. I'm definitely getting better at the game. It's a journey. For me, this is a journey. This is a tougher journey than Street Fighter 6 was, because there's elements in the game that I don't truly understand yet. And those are ones that I need to learn to understand. And I'm going to get there eventually, I feel. Right now, I'm not even really using heat at all. I'm barely using it. Supers I'm starting to implement, which is good, but not the heat. So I had a good time. And overall today, I'll say this. Support today was great. Overall, chips were really good, and I'm happy about that. But where I'm hurting is that I used to also get super chats and memberships, and I'm getting nothing now, 0. And again, I think that's a result of this trollish actions. People would come to the stream and be like, oh, I'm gonna support the community, let me dump a bunch of memberships, and people just aren't doing that anymore. And I'm getting, you know what I mean? I'm way behind now this month when it comes to YouTube side revenue. Tips, I'm actually doing good. Everything's fine, everything's kind of normal, but everything else is behind, and that's what's killing me. So, again, we got 3 days left this week. Please, if you like the content in the streams, please come by and support in some way. If you watch this on demand, please consider a super thanks on the video or something. Anything would help right now. I am nervous next month when I get paid. It's going to be way low compared to what I get paid from YouTube. And again, it's not anyone's fault but the trolls and the YouTube loophole with this bullshit, because I would have literally tons more members who actually are paying members right now, who now are not going to pay because they got a free.
Yes, that's right. That's what I was waiting for, folks. This fucking scumbag. Really, just the utter fucking scumbag. He's just the biggest fucking scumbag in the world. Biggest fucking scumbag in the world. How about you get a fucking job to fucking support your income? If this is happening to you, diversify your fucking income, Phil. Get a fucking job. But of course, there's no way you're going to do that. There's no way you're going to make your wife actually get a full-time fucking job to support your goddamn house, right? No. You're just going to extra beg. You're going to beg more and more and more and more, increase to the point where you're going to make people fucking sick. And finally just say, all right, shut the fuck up. Here's some money. That's what Phil is counting on. Phil is counting on the handful of fucking dents that get tired of hearing him fucking complain about support and money and his bills and throw cash his way. And it's fucking pathetic. Fucking pathetic. 41-year-old grown man. And you know what pisses me the fuck off even more? Is the asshole will go and spend $1,500 on WWE fucking champions and then sit here and say that he's not making enough fucking money. You're fucking despicable, Phil. God, you're just so fucking annoying. But that's going to keep going on for the next month or so, especially with these Argentinian detractors slamming Phil with memberships. And this isn't going to change anytime soon. And let's hope that Phil actually will be forced to actually get a real fucking job. Anyway, peace out.